You are listening to Palushi Performance Podcast, and here is your host, Ray Palushi.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the new episode. Thank you so much for being here, for finding your precious time and spending it here with me. I'm Ray and I'm your host, and let's go straight to today's topic. Today's topic, it's a beautiful one. It's something that I love talking about it. It's something that I try to teach it to all my players, to all my clients that I have. And today we're going to talk about goals. What goals means, how can we use goals in our favor, and how can we become a master of setting goals. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible to visible. Tony Robbins. It is funny because you think that you have goals, but you only have dreams. You don't have goals. I used to be one of them. I used to love dreaming about. I used to love becoming national champion in tennis when I was young. I used to dream for many things. But I never wrote down my goals. I never actually spent time on my goals. I never checked my goals. It is funny because you're probably in the same place. And if you are not, still listen to this podcast, because we're going to find some things that maybe you haven't heard before, and we're going to teach you some things that, when I say teach you, I'm speaking like we're a corporation. But anyways, hopefully teach you some stuff that you can learn and become master of your goals, okay? Goals are very important. First, because as I mentioned, if you don't have goals, you only have dreams. And dreams are just things or, sentences that are just laying around that maybe will happen, maybe won't. Most likely won't. But let's say that miracles happen, right? And it will happen. But most likely not. So you need to write down your goals. You need to understand what are your goals. You need to understand what kind of goals you have to set. Because maybe right now you have goals that are not serving you. So the first thing that I tell everybody is to just think about the word goals. Okay? The more time you spend about that, or more time you spend about thinking about goals, more things will pop up in your mind. It's very funny how that happened, okay? Now you need the goals for the fact that if you don't have a goal, you're like a ship that are just floating around. You don't have a destination where you're going. So you need goals in order to reach from point A to point B. Okay? Now you have two kinds of goals. You have short-term goals and long-term goals. And we're going to go more in detail regarding each one of those goals. But let's, again, spend a bit more time about the importance of goals. First of all, we have to write down our goals. We have to spend more time. We have to think about it. And as I mentioned, and I'm going to spend a bit more time, is that some goals are not serving us. Some goals are simply just wasting our time. A lot of time, guys, we spend a majority of time with things that don't even matter. We spend time on things that are not serving us. It is funny because when I read a book from Brian Tracy, No Excuses, in one of his chapters, he spoke about how important is, or let's say one of the skills is selling. And there was a study that how much time those people that are in those sales companies spend in selling their product. Their main source of income is by selling. So in order for you to sell, you have to dial your phone. Okay, and we're talking about this company that was calling their clients. And from 8 hours of work that those agents or specialists are getting paid, they only spend roughly 90 minutes a day in talking to their clients. The rest is gossiping, checking out emails, checking YouTube videos, etc., etc. And I believe that same happens with our goals and with things that we do in our life. we don't spend time towards our goals. We don't spend time on our goals. Most of our time is just waste, literally waste. So we have to become master of our goals, and we have to become master of the awareness of what is serving us to achieve those goals. What is serving us to go from point A to point B, okay? So if something that you're doing today, in this moment, tomorrow, is not serving towards your goals, you have to cut it out, okay? If people that are not helping you achieve your goals, you have to cut them out. So now let's go to the short-term goals and long-term goals. First of all, you have to ask yourself, who are you? Literally, who are you? And who do you want to become? This is a very, very crucial moment here, okay? Who are you and who you want to become? Now you write down, who are you? I'm a tennis coach. I'm also a teacher. I mean, I teach few classes. I am somebody that record podcasts. I try to become an influencer. I'm not a counselor, but I'm working towards my license in counseling. And you just write down as much things as you can. Okay. I just, those things just came up in my head. But if I want to do this exercise, which I've done it before, I need to really think about this. Okay. Now you write down who you want to become. Now you write down, I want to become the best coach I can ever be. I want to become the coach that for the first time in the history we're going to win conference or win nationals. I want to become a big influencer, okay? Not just an influencer, but a big influencer. I want to become a counselor. I want to become one, and then you keep listing, okay? So now, in order for you to become this person, what goals do you have to set as long-term goals in order for you to become this person, in order for you to achieve those goals, okay? Now, after you set up those goals, the big ones, like one of my goals, or let's say in order for me to become the best version of myself or the best coach ever, or let's say the best, not coach ever. I don't think that is actually correct, but let's say I want to become the best tennis coach Missouri Valley College ever had. What do I need to do? I need to win the conference tournament for the first time. I need to have as many players to become All-American. I need to help as many players to graduate. I need to help as many players become more aware of their goals, etc., etc., etc. So now after you have written down specifically all those things, in the end, you're going to have a list of long-term goals, okay? Now, after, you have to become even a bit more specific. How much time do you need in order to achieve those goals? I need, let's say, 5 years. I'm going to give myself to win the conference tournament. I'm going to give myself 10 years to get my license. I'm going to give myself 20 years to do this. So now you write down those long-term goals, but you've put in some times behind it. So we have a target and we have a specific one. We're here, we need to go there in this amount of time. Now you take each and every single one of those, and what I call it, which are, the short-term goals, we're going to use a chunking technique. We're going to get those big and long-term goals, and we're literally going to chunk them. We're going to put them into little details, and those little details and those little steps are going to become our short-term goals. And short-term goals can become a year, 6 months, 1 month, 1 week. I mean, depends what, if our long-term goal is 20 years, then our short-term goal is 1 year. But if our long-term goal is 5 years, maybe our short-term goal is 3 months, 6 months. And then we become even more specific. Let's say that in 1 year, like this is a long-term goal, okay? In 1 year, I want to lose 120 pounds, okay? Good, in 1 year. Okay, now what do I need to do? Well, how about I use a chunking technique? Okay, 120 pounds is a lot. For a year, meh, I don't know. But I really want to because it's very crucial for my health. Okay, how about we use a chunking technique? Let's think. What do we have to do here? Well, 120 pounds in 1 year means what? 10 pounds in a month? Okay, good. This is our short-term goal. 10 pounds a month. Can we do that? I believe I can do that. Now, how about we use the chunking technique again? How much do I need to lose a week? In order for me to lose 10 pounds in a month, I need to lose 2.5 pounds a week. Now you have something you can measure. Now you can have something you can look up to. Now you can celebrate the small victories. And now from a big goal, something that seems like maybe will never be achievable, now we have a concrete goal, or let's say a little plan how to go there. And obviously, you need to start taking actions and build the plan in order to achieve those short-term goals, because you're not just going to lose 2.5 pounds a week just because. What do you have to do? Well, now you have to go 5 times a week in the gym, not only 2 or 3. Okay? Now you have to eat better. Now you have to drink more fluids and eat less junk food and consume more fruits and more veggies. So you have to look out of it. Now you're sleeping more, because sleep has such a tremendous effect in anything, in losing weight, in gaining muscles, in improving your mental health and physical health. I mean, it's so important. And you can use those techniques for everything, literally everything you want. You want to write a book. Okay, how many pages you need for this book? Well, I want to write, let's say, a book with 200 pages. Okay, maybe not every single page is going to be great for you. So how about you set like the goal, you're going to write 365 pages. So then the first draft. So then when you go down to like editing the book and just making it as great as you can, maybe the book is going to come up with 150 pages, 200 pages. In order for you to write 655 pages in a year as a draft, you only have to write 1 page a day. Now, from 365 pages, that looks so much. Can you write 1 page a day? I think so. And you can also make this even more easy. How about I write only 5 lines in the morning, 5 lines in the afternoon, and 5 lines in the night? I mean, I'm just thinking like those 5 lines together, 15 will make 1 page, but maybe 10 lines, or I don't know how much it will end. So from like even writing 1 page a day, that is like, oof, I have to find the time now to actually write a page a day. You just write like 5 sentences. I think everybody can write 5 sentences, even in their phone. And once this becomes a habit and you keep going at it, you'll most likely master it. And obviously, mastering it's the 10,000 rules, and we will talk more about that in another episode, but you got my point. More time you spend at it, better you'll become at it. So those are some techniques and how we can use the goals to become the best version of ourselves and to achieve things. Now, another thing that I like about, or another technique that I use on goals, is what I call it like the 10 goals a day. Okay? So every time I open my eyes, my morning routine seems like something like, I wake up, I meditate, I stretch, I pray, cold shower, and I also write 10 goals on my notebook. Most of the time, those goals are exactly the same. But there are times where some goals might change. Most of the time, the first 5 are the same because those are the most important goals for me. But the last one, 7, 8, 9th, or maybe the last one, the 10th one, might change. Because the idea of the 10 goals a day that I write the first things in the morning, let's say in the range of 30 minutes after I've waken up, sometimes even the next 5 minutes. I mean, my morning routine, it seems like so strict, but sometimes I'm a bit more eloquent into it. Sometimes I like to stretch first and then cold shower and then meditate. Sometimes I just like to meditate and write down my goals. Sometimes I like to write or think about my positive things because I just go in the bathroom and I spend more time than usual, and after that I write down my goals. So my 10 goals, I write it in the first 30 minutes, 45 minutes at the most in the period after I've waken up. And what I write down are 10 goals that I hope and I wish to become reality one day. Okay? And those are not for me to become specific and to become more in detail, even though on the list of my short-term and long-term goals, those goals consist in that. But I like to write down 10 goals when my brain is fresh and I'm still relaxed after I've waken up, because those are the things that comes out of my mind straight away without me thinking, just things that pop up in my mind. And it also makes me think about those things every single day. If I don't check my goals, or if I don't write my goals every single day, then sometimes I will probably lose track. When I write down those 10 goals in the morning, sometimes are short-term goals, sometimes are long-term goals. Are things that I mixed up. One of those 10 is to become the best version of myself every single day in everything I do. Okay? This is one of my goals. In another part of my goal, or another goal of mine, is to spend time every single day on my body and my mind, which means that I'm going to work out, which I do it in the morning, and I'm going to meditate, which I even did it this morning, or I'm going to do it after, or I'm going to journal later on the night. So I write down this goal that I'm going to do it today, and I also write down a goal that it's my lifetime goal. So I just write things there, whatever comes in my mind, because I want my mind to stay focused and to be programmed for the day on the goals that I have. So the things that I think and the actions that I take are contributing for me to become a step closer on my goals and on my ultimate goals. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. I hope you really learned something. I love this topic. I would appreciate all your comments, shares, especially your comments, because I hope you can have something to add. I hope you have any questions, and I really hope you can use this for yourself. And if I can make a change, a little one, it will mean so much to me. So thank you again for your precious time. And until the next video, you guys stay blessed.